Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classics as known classics. This episode number 1532 and Doubleshot number 1426. This is going to be the first of 4 straight comic corners today. Yep, 4. Because I have like 8 trades here. Though I will put up the 4th one after I finish up I work on the 3rd one after I work on the 3rd one. Alright, first up, we're going to do some Batman with Batman, the Jiro Bat Manga Volume 3. You're probably thinking, wait, a manga? Well, it's basically an American character where they have a manga published in Japan. Because normally I don't review manga on my comic corners. Well, the main reason is because, well, they're safe for manga reviews for a specific series. That's why I'll discuss the books here. But why is this one? This is a special case because this is an American character who's got a manga series published in Japan. This is the 3rd and last volume for this one. This is basically collecting chapters, 40 to 53 of the Bat manga. Yes, and these chapters were originally published back in the 50s. Yes, the 1950s. Like, according to the table of contents here, according to the back page here, these chapters came up a period of, actually it was the 60s, 1966 to 1967. You know, I know these are the final chapters because, well, I suspect these are, but here's the, I got this thing for like $4 at Ollie's. I was surprised they had this thing. I mean, I knew about this manga, I just never actually read before. Now, this manga is, it's simply put, basically, the writer of the series, Jiro basically, well, adapting some Batman stories for Japan, basically for the Silver Age stuff. And these are your stories, basically, for this one. By the way, the logo for the Japanese Batman looks like this. The stories here are Crimes of the Planet King, whose outfit looks like Starman. The Robot Robbers Clayface encounter. Yes, they have kind of Clayface in here. The Robbery Contest. The Mysterious Catman. Phantom Batman. And Duel in Space. Yep. A lot of these ones, basically, for these stories are pretty lengthy. Crimes of the Planet King. 61 chapters. Robot Robbers. That is, well, because there's a lot of chapters here. This is roughly 52 pages. Clayface Encounter. This is actually one of the more shorter ones. This actually is 30 pages. Robbery Contest is, I think it's like 56. Mysterious Catman, 30. Phantom Batman is roughly, looks like it's about 61 pages. Duel in Space, which is the last one here. That is, because it starts at page 284, ends at 33. I think this is roughly, let's see, 20, I think it says like roughly about, I'd say 50 pages, I'd say. Yep. Now, yes, Jiro basically is the writer for these stories, but that's when they were published in Japan. The translator is shown in Turkey. Yep. These are a lot of fun to read, and I do recommend checking this out if you're a fan of Batman. Like, the thing with this book is like a lot of manga, this is how you read it. You open it up like this. You're probably thinking, is this the front cover? Yes, but look where the spine is. It's over here. Normally the spine would be over here because, well, the reason is because, well, you read the story from right to left. That is how the story works. Because if you open it from the normal way, which is basically have the spine on the right side, on this side here, instead of, well, like, if you have it basically normal, like, have it like this, you'd be like, wait, What's this? Why is this like this for? Well, yeah. Now, pretty much these stories were adapted from these following ones. Now they have basically like characters like Lord Deathman, and they have like the list of first appearances here, published in a magazine known as Shonen King. This book is good, definitely. Recommended to Batman fans. Give this book roughly a 9 out of 10. It's basically the Silver Age for Japan for Batman. All right, next up it is Deadpool Classic, Volume 12. This is the Deadpool Corps. Yep, the Deadpool Corps. And as you see with the cover, that's Rob Liefeld's artwork. Yep, because a lot of this stuff is on Rob Liefeld. Now, this book collects Prelude to Deadpool Corps, that miniseries, the short-lived Deadpool Corps ongoing series, and Deadpool Family. Now, who writes this stuff in here? Now, Prelude to Deadpool Corps. Now, the Deadpool Corps stuff, Prelude to Deadpool Corps and Deadpool Corps is done by Victor Goschler. I think it's how you pronounce the guy's name. Now, this guy, basically, aside work on this stuff here, the only other book I've seen this guy on was X-Men Volume 3. He did stuff like Cursed Mutants. Basically, he wrote that book when it was a team-up book. Not basically the book that Brian Wood started and was taken up by G. Will Wilson. And I think it was like Mark Guggenheim, I think it was. Now, Rob Liefeld does the first issue for Prelude Deadpool Corps, and he does most of the main Deadpool Corps ongoing series. He does all the issues. Well, he does most of the first 9 except for issue 6. He does the first 5 and 7 through 9, and that's it. He does some of the covers per se. Now, the Deadpool Corps is simply put a group of alternate Deadpools to save the multiverse, and they're comprised of regular Deadpool, Lady Deadpool, Kidpool, Dogpool, yes, Dogpool, and Headpool. That's him right there. Yeah, Dogpool is covered by the Ollie stick. I got this for like $7. Yep. Now, the one thing interesting about Deadpool Family before I continue with this, that actually takes place between Prelude to Deadpool Corps issues 4 and 5. Deadpool Corps was a short-lived ongoing series that I think was published around the early 2000s. It was published like late, I think it was, let's see. Let me look at this up. Because I remember this series being come out. Yes, I remember this very well. Yes. Now, this was published. Yeah, at the time, basically, Deadpool Corps was published at the same time as Deadpool Team Up. Yep, Deadpool Team Up. Yeah, they published both these series at the same time. Yes. Now, you might be asking, why did they end the 12 issues? Because Marvel wanted to cut down on how many ongoing series Deadpool had. Because, and this is just my personal theory, they had 3 ongoing series for Deadpool at this point. Yeah, 3. And you're thinking, 3? Yep, 3. They had the main Deadpool series, Deadpool Corps, and Deadpool Team Up. They should have probably just ended with Deadpool Corps. Like, they could do Deadpool Corps, but, well, they could have Deadpool Team Up. I voted for that. Yeah, this group was first founded in 2010. Yes, 2010. Yep. That's when the first appearance was, Deadpool Corps. The ongoing series started in April 2010. I think the original miniseries was published over the course of a month. Yeah, and each of the covers were like conjoining covers. And, well, each of the characters, now with the exception of Lady Deadpool, who actually made a debut prior to this, everybody else made a debut in this very miniseries. Yeah, Lady Deadpool made her first appearance in Deadpool Merc with the Mouth, number 7. Yeah, it's in a continuation. Also, Headpool, he is actually from the Marvel Zombie series. Yeah, he's a zombie Deadpool. And you're thinking, how the heck did he get this way? Read Marvel Zombies 3 to basically answer that question. By the way, with the exception of Deadpool, all these characters are dead now. Yep, I love Lady Deadpool. Oh, and in case you're wondering, though, because she's hot, like, even though under a mask, basically, she's like Wade Wilson. And you might be asking, did Wade ever kiss her? Yes, he did. He did. And they both vomited afterwards. Because they both found it disgusting. Because Deadpool just made out with an alternate version of himself. Yes, he does find Lady Deadpool to be hot. But he does not want her at all because the fact she's just an alternate version of him. And the weird thing is, in her world, she apparently had a thing for General America. Yeah, you might be thinking, General America? Yeah, it's basically a souped up version of Captain America with her bionic arm. Yep, that's simply what she is. Now, Kidpool is from a child version of the X-Men, where he was a bully to Scott Summers, and Scott was basically going to the prom with Jean Grey. So they created Dogpool, it's just a dog. Yep. And of course, they were joined after the group was first founded in Prelude to Deadpool Corps. I think it was issue 5. That actually was issue 4 when they first came together fully. But you're probably wondering, like, okay, when did they add people to the team? After the group was first founded? The answer is yes. Yes, they did. They added one person. Somebody who is not even associated with Deadpool. Champion of the Universe. That is not a joke. Here he is in Deadpool costume. Yeah, Save the Multiverse. This is an absolute fun series. I personally love this when it was just coming out. I kind of wish this book was not canceled and just canceled Deadpool Team Up, because that book was kind of not necessary. Even though it was a good series, but I think Deadpool was going to be oversaturated at that point, so they canceled this book after only 1 year. Though they did bring back Deadpool Corps in, I think it was like, they brought back for Deadpool Kills Deadpool for that thing. Yeah. Now this book ended almost exactly 1 year after it started. Oh yeah, and they also had these characters who basically look like regular, like, people, like take for example this one here, who shows up issue 4, and she looks very familiar. Oh, and by the way, Deadpool Corps even get rings too. Now, here is, well, Broken Blade. And when I look at her, you're probably like, wait, that's Domino! What the heck is Domino doing in Deadpool Corps? Typical life, though, draws Broken Blade as Domino. Yes, not the only character who looks like a character from, who's basically a ripoff of a Rob Liefeld character in his own damn book. She's not the only one. Oh no. Meet Princess. What is her name? Let's see if I can find the issue here. This is issue number 7. Okay. Let's see if I can find it here. This woman's name is Tila, Queen Tila. And you look at her, and she looks exactly like Vanessa, aka Copycat. Yep. Same design, and yet Wade in the book never mentions this at all. Oh, and here's something though. The Domino ripoff, Broken Blade. Guess what he does with her? He has sex with her. Yep. And you might be asking, Nick, did Wade ever do this with Domino? Nope. Domino slept with a few guys, but Deadpool was not one of them. Oh no. She had a thing with Cable, which apparently didn't go much in place after like kissing. She did with Wolverine And she did it with Colossus. Yep. As for Vanessa, well, at first people thought she was Domino. Oh, by the way, issue 8 here. Clear homage to Army of Darkness. Yeah. So just like Merc with the Mouth, we had to basically do homages to movie posters. Yep. Now, is there like any other posters, like issues where they're homages to like character posters? I can't think of any per se. No, I think the guy who did the covers for this one, some of them were done by Liefeld. But aside from this cover right here, I can't think of any other cover that's a homage to a movie poster. That one obviously is Army of Darkness. Merc with the Mouth had this thing where like every issue's cover was a homage to like a movie poster. This here is not a homage to a movie poster. I think this is a homage to Green Lantern Corps. Yep, as the final issue's cover. Who knows with this one? Yeah, who the heck knows? But this is just an absolute fun series. I thoroughly enjoy it. Now, the other people on this thing, now, Deadpool family, you have, Show and Raise Hell. That's written by Colin Bunn, who would actually write a lot of Deadpool miniseries. Yeah, like a majority of them that came out for like over a decade was written by Colin Bunn himself. There were a few who weren't, like Hawkeye versus Deadpool. I think another one was like Deadpool versus X-Force. That was awesome. Not done by Colin Bunn. There were a few of them, but a lot of them were in fact done by Colin Bunn. Let's see here. The artwork is done by Dominique Sultan. Shock Therapy is Mary H.K. Cho with Irene Sorzinski on the artwork. Deadpool vs. Female is done by James Almas and Daryl Johnson the artwork. And that's pretty much it for that. Like, if you want to basically get a quick grab for Deadpool Corps, get this one, basically. Yeah, because one thing I did notice, though, after Volume 10 for Deadpool Classic, they just start collecting, like, all the other books for Deadpool. Like, yeah, by far, this has been a recurring joke at Marvel. This is a recurring joke people with Book Fan at Marvel for this, where, like, this graphic novel series has put out more graphic novels than any other graphic novel series at Marvel Comics. Yes, because it's like, okay, we finished with 10 collecting the entire original volume, so like, okay, what else could we collect? How about all the other books? And that's pretty much what they did. Yep. And this was an entire 12-issue series. Not a maxi series per se, an actual ongoing series. That was canceled after only just, well, like I said, just 12 issues. Was it low sales? I don't really know. There was actually, believe it or not, a voter poll. I remember this very well. There was a voter poll at Marvel Comics because they wanted to cut one of the Deadpool titles. Because they didn't want to cut Deadpool per se. Oh no. Deadpool, main Deadpool title, untouchable. Leave that alone. But which one of the two Deadpool titles did you want basically cut off? Did you want basically cut Deadpool Team Up or this series? I voted for Deadpool Team Up. That's the end. Because I didn't think Deadpool needed a Team Up series. I loved this one. This was good. I loved it. It was fantastic when it came out. Because even though I wasn't necessarily buying in the store, I was reading trade paperbacks. But this was a great series. So, why did it end? Don't know. If I get a chance to meet the guy who wrote it, I will probably ask him that. Or I can ask Rob Liefeld. He probably would know the answer too. Because after all, he was the writer, he was the artist for majority of the series. Yep. So yeah, that's a particular review. Next one. Basically, we one really awesome trade that collects a trade that collects an awesome miniseries. And the other one is a creator-owned one. Okay? See you next video. Bye.